I'm in, guys.
Call this meeting to order, Tuesday, June 16, 2026. It's 6:12 p.m. City of Somerton work session. We're gonna forego all formalities, just go to roll call and start with the presentation.
Mayor Gerardo Anaya,
Present.
Vice Mayor Juan Castillo,
Present.
Councilmember Jesus Roldan, Councilmember Luis Galindo, Councilmember Miguel Villalpando, Councilmember Marta Gonzalez,
Present.
Councilmember Lorena Delgadillo.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. This evening, we will be reviewing the budget items within the tentative fiscal year 27 budget. We'll be highlighting the CIPs for general and enterprise funds and additional funded positions proposed. And then we will go into the individual department budgets, and then I will ask if there's any questions in regards to the highlights of the bottom line. And then we can go over those questions as they come about. I will go ahead and start. So the first items that are going to be presented are proposed are the CIPs for the general fund. Mayor and Council's general proposed CIPs are the total of $801,875. The line item is the Christmas tree extension, all park lighting improvements, council park improvements, community center improvements, community center complex parking lot enhancements, Somerton Entrepreneur Park design, the remaining balance of the pickleball courts to be completed. This is a rollover project from fiscal year 26, and then the decorative lights on Main Street. Any questions or any suggestions on the first item?
I think it's, I guess, the time too. Mayor,
Yes,
if I may.
yes, go ahead.
And these CIP items requests are, my recommendation is the Centennial Park Christmas tree extension, not to fund it for this fiscal year. I think we have other priorities and other huge expenses this year that I think we could use that funding specifically for other,
Budgetary line items.
yeah. That's my suggestion on Mayor and Council CIP.
What would be replaced by that? Because we have those, is out of the 0.8 tax, and that's something that when we those are items that fit into that category.
As far as a replacement, I mean, you could either replace it or you can remove it altogether. Removing it altogether will affect the bottom line general fund
Yes,
allocations.
and that's the issue with the 0.8. That's when that we wanted, at least council wanted to have projects that otherwise wouldn't be funded, that would be a direct impact to the community, something visible, something aesthetic. So that was the intent with this 0.8.
So the direction would come from council in regards to what would either if you want to replace that funding with something else.
Yes.
So Jonah, the 0.8 that the mayor is referring to, this budget here for the CAP is from the 0.8.
Correct.
The
Correct.
entire thing.
The entire section of mayor and council, correct? The $801,875.
Oh, okay.
So
Mayor, may I?
Yes, go ahead.
You, you know what? I just have a quick question. I know this is more for Councilwoman Gonzalez. You said to remove it. What did you have in mind to replace it with? With what else?
I just use it for any other, I don't think it's needed. I know we have, you know, it- the vision was keep the tree growing, but I think we could use it, like Mayor said, for other visual projects. It- I don't know, I don't have anything specific in mind.
Okay,
Right.
because I mean, as far as for me, I mean, I know if I recall correctly, this last year when I went to the tree lighting and everything, I know it was, it was. I thought to myself, it'd be great if we keep adding to it yearly, year in and year out, so that we can get a big tree. So, I think for me, I mean, I wouldn't want it removed because I kind of do see that vision of keeping that tree getting bigger.
And I can add to it if we can move it to the community center improvements. That needs a lot of improvements, and use that fund. Again, it's just my suggestion.
Community center is, what is it, 200,000? So I think that's a good chunk, and
No, community center improvements is 65,000.
community center complex parking lot, okay, so that's, yeah, and like I said, on the Centennial Park, that was a plan, and we know that it's expensive to purchase a $200 tree, but at least we have a plan of doing it every year, and this fund is exactly for that, something that was earmarked for this type of projects for.
Yeah, and again, that was,
Yeah.
again, that was just my suggestion.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
we could use it for other projects.
Mayor, can we use some of these funds for other improvements in other facilities?
So the description on this type of funding, the history of it was due to any of the mayor's and council's visual projects for CIP. Now, it's up to council whether they want to, expand on that type of description for those projects. But it's earmarked for mayor and council's visual projects that are for the community.
I think you can continue and like,
Sure.
we're setting the high mark, and there's always chance to move stuff around because yeah, we started late and we're gonna spend the whole time here.
The next item on there would be the courts. It's a courthouse location assessment. It is assessment just to hire a consulting firm to conduct a construction or remodel of the current facility. It's 60,000. Any questions on that one? The next one is economic development. There are 3 items on there to purchase an SUV for the replacement of the older Malibu. And then an economic development strategic plan, as well as property acquisition for redevelopment and public use. The total amount on this CIP is 550,000. Any questions? Continuing on, we have Parks and Recreation. It's the Paracone Park ADA Stadium seating. This is for 500,000. This is phase 3 of the Paracone Park upgrades and completions. Any questions? The next one under.
How much is it?
500,000.
Okay.
Mayor, if I may, Shona, can you explain the funding breakdown for that, please?
The funding breakdown is going to be, actually, it's 150 for, on this allocation for 500,000, it's using impact fees as well as grant funding, and then it will use general funding if the grant requires any type of supplement or match.
And we already have the grant.
No, we're actually applying for it this year, or we're applying for it right now.
So if we don't get it, then we.
Yeah, it's like a
Then it doesn't
placeholder
go,
there.
that doesn't go forward, correct. The next item is the design only for the City Hall break room. It's to enclose the kitchen break room in the City Hall. Next item is fire and ambulance. It has 3 items on there. Total cost is 871,500. As the ladder truck, the first installment payment for the first year. The ambulance, it'll be the first year installment payment. God bless you. And then the rescue truck replacement. Any questions? The next one is police. They have total items of $1,211,977. First item is portable radios, 35. There are at the end of life. Camera towers, 2 camera towers. Patrol vehicles, initially it was requested for 5. We put it down to 3. The flock cameras, 20, and 6 video cameras. And 35 helmets. It's a replacement of helmets. They're at their year-end life as well. Vest rifle plates, 18. Again, that's just for the new officers and the current officers replacing the old ones. Then we have 2 grant items, which is Arizona DEMA Board of Fencing Technology and Arizona DEMA Prosecution and Imprisonment that need to be expended. $120,843 for equipment and $81,000 for salary and fringe for the grant position for the detective.
In the AZDMA is the type of equipment specified?
Yes,
Or what? Yeah.
yes, it is.
Yes, go ahead.
On the vehicles for PD, you said it was proposed for 5, but it was decreased to 3.
Correct.
Why?
Due to the fact of balancing the budget. So we are gonna do 3 this time and then hopefully do 3 next year.
One thing that we're hoping that we get
Yes,
the
the apportionments.
the
appropriations.
appropriations. So that's something that was passed to the second round with in Congress. So
So if
we're
it
hoping.
does go through, can we do the 5?
We
We
can
could
do
do
actually more. I
15,
think we
10.
did, I think we
15?
did 10.
10?
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
that's our anticipation.
It looks pretty good.
Any more questions on police CIPs? Animal control does not have any CIPs. Community development has 3, total of $305,000. The first one is the second floor cubicles, to revamp the office upstairs as far as cubicles, more privacy for our personnel. Affordable housing plan. This is a housing plan that is indicated that is in our 2020 general plan. So we need to start process and working on that plan. And then the land acquisitions for Main Street's right away. This is going westbound, right turn lane, Main Street. And we based it off of some appraisal costs. Any questions? The next one is for IT. It's in network infrastructure, as well as phase one of the citywide security camera implementation. Total cost is $215,100. Any questions on these? And then the last one under general fund is the fleet department. This is phase one of building repair and the shade to update and address the concerns of the building in regards to some safety issues. So we'll start that process.
I have a question.
Just go ahead.
The shade, I pass by every day to there and there's no shade. What, that we had addressed, that hasn't been purchased yet?
We're working with the engineer. There has to be a scope of work. We are currently working on that. They have been provided other types of shades, but that is something we're working on as a whole package. Because there is engineering, because there's structural, how can I say it, deficiencies or what they have to address.
So the poles that are there, they're no good for
We don't know that yet.
Oh,
We're hoping that they will be able to be fixed and move forward. But we are also working on, Carmen, we finalized that mayor and council approved was, and sorry for my voice, they approved the list of engineers. We didn't have that, so now we can move forward with that. And we're currently working on that right now.
But that shade appears to be a prefab shade, one of those that you just replaced the canopy. Is it?
What, yeah, and what happened, there was
It's the one to
the big one, yes, to
Yeah.
the north. What they found though, there is structural damage. Something was hit there, and there is was identified as there's a structural issue with it on one of the poles that we saw. There is a crack, so that's going to be part of it. So they're gonna have to look at that and see.
what's your timeline on that?
I was thinking, I'm trying to think of, well, I know we're working on 9, but that's gonna be as soon as we can get
So
everything
the
lined up.
timeline is that we had to wait for the engineers to
Yeah.
get approved. They have gotten approved. I think it was two sessions ago. And then now we're doing this, the scope of work. So we need to apply, get an engineer and then go through the scope of work. So depending on what the scope of work hits, then we can get a timeline after that. But as of right now, we're moving forward. It's moving forward. It's just the process of
Getting hot out there.
making sure.
I mean, I know it's not gonna be
Yeah.
cool if they put a shade, but a shade is needed.
No, we understand that, Councilwoman, and there is other shades, personal shades, to make sure they're not out in the sun.
Okay.
And so that's been purchased. The coolers, but again, we know it's gonna be hot, and we've changed the schedule. They go in earlier, get out sooner. So we're trying to do everything to make sure. And I think HR, with ADOSH out there, they've been reviewing that, and that's a priority for them also that they identified for us. So that's gonna move as quick as we possibly can with the process. And again, I don't know if Title 34 is in place, which is something that we're reviewing that has to be done just because of compliance.
Thank you.
So the overall general CIP amount is $4,802,452. Last year was $8,151,797. Part of that was some of the grant items that didn't get funded. We did remove them this year because they were not funded, and therefore it lowered the CIPs. The next CIP items are the public works, which consists of water, wastewater, sanitation, and streets, and the recycle plants. The first item is water. The total CIP for water is $1,038,500. It has the item of the meter replacements. It's the first installment of a 5-year annual plan. A Hydra vac trailer, HVAC trailer, is needed for water because they do not have one of their own. 2 mid-size, work trucks, one for replacement, and then, one for the customer service field rep. The Somerton Height Phase 3, that's supposed to be a 3, not a 4. Phase 3, CDBG rural, that is grant funded for 450,000. And then we have a portion of the block fence. It's split between water and wastewater budget. The total amount is 25,000. Any questions on the water?
I have,
Go ahead.
regarding the replacement of the what?
Vehicle?
Peter?
No, the vehicles.
Mhm.
I don't even see. Oh, it's 2 mid-size. I know that we approved, for last fiscal year, 2 trucks. I think it was one for water, one for wastewater.
Just one for water.
But there's one coming in shortly, no?
No, wastewater did not get approval for a truck last year. Community development did.
No, I think there is one coming in for wastewater. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe you can, look at that. But, I've noticed that, and it's gonna always be an issue. Well, not always, but I hope we get taken care of. But the street guys, street staff that are currently driving very old model trucks, I think it's a better fit to move this request to streets. Like I said, my recommendation is we already approved one truck last fiscal year. So I think let's move to, even, I know we're not in parks yet, but at least, start one by one with the different departments. That's just my,
The issue I see with this one, I don't know if the enterprise funds, right? So can it be used for streets?
So since we subsidize enterprise, that can roll over.
Technically, okay.
Technically, we can say that that's the general fund subsidizing, so therefore, but I wanted to give council just so because of our budget, and you all know of our funding sources, I have to, as finance, get creative ways to try to, do what we need to do as far as overall budget is concerned. And I've been talking with Enterprise. They have a leasing program. Welton does it now. And it doesn't have to be all of our fleet. It can be particular items. It can be, I mean, I can even give them an amount saying, this is what I have budgeted for my vehicles for this year. How many cars can you give us and what can you give us? And so they're working on that. I've already given them our inventory. So it could possibly be that I'm going to come back to you in regards to what the total amount of the vehicles we have in our CIPs all the way through, and say, hey, we can get 6 trucks instead of just 2. Or, so that's the plan. Also helping with our fleet staff and having them maybe focus more on our heavy equipment and our larger vehicles. And then having this leasing program help us with our repair maintenance and all of that as well. So that's something that I'm going to bring back the beginning of probably the first quarter of this next fiscal year, to see if that's something that we can move forward on.
So that new full-size truck is just a placeholder. It's not, it won't be for wastewater. You just put it there for now?
No. For right now, it is for water. That's what the budget is. But in that first quarter, I want to reevaluate that instead of going out and purchasing what is right on CIP and seeing if we can get more bang for our buck, and come back to you all and ask if we can reallocate that CIP to a lease payment instead of to get 6 cars for what we're going to pay for 3.
So was there a justification as to why water needs a full-size truck
One,
for $60,000?
it's not a full-size truck.
Yeah,
It's two
new-
mid-size replacements.
This new
Wastewater, are you talking about
full-size truck.
wastewater?
For wastewater. I'm talking
Okay.
about wastewater.
Okay,
Oh, water. Oh, you're
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about,
talking-
we were talking.
Oh, you're talking about water. I'm so sorry.
yes, it's okay, it's okay.
I'll come
Um,
back to my question on, do they need a full-size?
My follow-up question to that, though, I get what you're saying, that you're thinking of different, options, but still, it's gonna come back to the water department.
Correct. If that doesn't, if that falls through,
Mhm.
this CIP.
It's gonna come back to the water
What,
department.
what is proposed right now, it's gonna be in the water division, correct?
It won't be the street.
No, it won't.
Yeah, so that's my, my concern. A lot of, I've seen the vehicles that the staff are driving, some don't have dashboards, some under the steering wheels, they don't have that protection. So, I think, yeah, I think this, and one for the customer field service rep, this person is a new person.
Correct.
We have staff that's been driving old vehicles forever. So in my opinion and my suggestion would be not this line item for water, move it to streets. That's just my opinion. Suggestion.
I would just, for, at least, for me, I would like to see, a whole vehicle breakdown. Maybe we can have it here and then we can make decisions, just, I would like for it to come from, management and see what, get in the rooms and bring it back, because just here, as far as having us council decide who gets it and who's not, I think it should come more from the operations side. But yeah, we do see the need, and that makes it easier as far as we're subsidizing the water and sewer, so it doesn't come from enterprise fund. So that's something that I think that we can have a further discussions on it. The coal fleet as a whole, or maybe until you get some information on that. The budget, I know the city of Yuma tried doing it years ago. There were some lessons learned. So if you can talk to city of Yuma and see what they didn't like, what they did, and what reason they.
And Mayor, if I may, I think that's what we're doing with Welton and seeing what's working for them and what any challenges. Smaller community, of course, so they don't have as many. So is it beneficial? Because good music. So if City of Yuma has a bigger fleet, of course, and bigger, more numbers, better numbers. But I think if we have a smaller smaller fleet, just like Welton, it's more comparable to see if it is beneficial. We're not saying that it's going to be, it might work. This is just different options we're looking at. And like you mentioned, Mayor, we're looking at the top line, but we can always come back and you can redirect these to.
It's the
but
same
we can provide
department
you this
with
information.
streets and
Mhm.
utilities and.
Yeah.
The next one is wastewater. That is a bottom line figure of $2,950,411. The first one is wastewater treatment plant upgrades, the odor control and the influent channel. This was an item that was this current fiscal year item that didn't get moved, didn't get started. So therefore it's being rolled over into one, got a better monetary amount to put in the budget. So it's more, we actually got a quote on this, so it's more to move. The full-size truck replacement, this is the question that you were asking about the full-size truck. One is over, it's an old truck. It's over 280,000 miles. It's over 10 years old. So replacement is needed. The engine is going. So that's the reason why they needed a full-size replacement truck.
And Mayor, if I may, so when we talked to wastewater, we asked, them, well, can't you do a smaller size truck? But with the equipment and different things that they are having to do in trailers, they would recommend a full size truck because of the needs of what they have to pull and equipment and so forth. And that's why, we're trying to be more efficient in our vehicles, but that was their justification of the full size truck.
The next one is the block fence that we had talked about underwater. It's just a privacy fence. I don't know if I indicated that on the water, but it's a privacy fence because the area that they can see right through and it's very accessible. So a block wall was.
And Mayor, if I can just add to that, it's a privacy, but it's also a deterrent, and that nobody's jumping the fence. They can actually see if something's a piece of equipment or something out there. We need to start, and it's our water plant and our wastewater plant, and we got to make sure that there's some kind of security, and that's what we're trying to build with these. And it was, I think, a direction from council to start looking at those things.
The next item is the Orange Grove Rancho Mesa Verde sewer line. This is a Yuma County project that City of Somerton is collaborating with in regards to the sewer line. And this is our first payment to Yuma County for our portion of $2 million. The next one is the wastewater treatment plant upgrades regarding Army Corps of Engineers. This is a grant item. This is upgrading software for the sewer plant. And this is partially funded by Army Corps of Engineers. The next one is sanitation. This is our annual replacement of our trash cans at $40,000. Any questions on these?
Mayor, I'm just going back to the truck issue. Can we just also, like we mentioned with the water, bring it back with the information that you requested?
My understanding, there's one that's really needed, or that staff, or well, I know, but
We're trying to maneuver forward to at least replace a few items, a few vehicles.
So if you can get that information and bring all of them, and we can.
And what we can also do, like we had stated, as far as the bottom line, as far as the tentative budget, I mean, we can put a hold on these CIP purchases, and council can reallocate them at the beginning of the fiscal year with all of that information, because these are CIPs. They cannot be spent on anything else other than the CIP indicated. So we have to bring back the CIPs in order to reallocate them in any shape, way, or form. So if this is, the tentative budget is okay, that amount will be there, but it doesn't have to be there. It could be reallocated if that was a direction of council.
Yeah, I would like to get more information on each vehicle being replaced and see, but yeah, we do see the street ones. And in the past, since it's more of a general fund or curve, which is more limited than the enterprise funds, that's why maybe those were let go. But right now that we're subsidizing with the general fund, that's those vehicles are all with the same funding. So really, it's more maybe we can being in the situation that we're at, prioritize those vehicles that otherwise wouldn't be replaced. So.
Next one is streets. The total amount on that is $2,180,000. It's the first item is the Main Street redevelopment, Somerton and Main Street, arch welcome improvements, a portion. This is appropriations. This is a whole redevelopment. This is phase 1 of the redevelopment plan. The total amount on there is 1.8. Welcome phase 2 pathways, County 17th to Orange, $500,000. Phase two pathway, two new lift trailers, and one new water truck. And this is a water truck as an equipment space, the big water truck, not necessarily an actual truck. The next one is the recycling plant, and this is a portable office for 25,000.
I have a question, Mayor, on the streets. Just clarification. Phase two pathway County 17 to Orange.
Mhm.
Don't we have that one already? Isn't it there? That's just my.
The
Okay,
price increase.
okay,
Yes.
okay. I was like,
Yes.
On the recycle plant, I've been requesting a report on it, and so, we need to start looking at what the actual numbers. Recycling is not as other years, so before we go and buy a portable, we can leave it here in the budget, but we need a presentation. I've been requesting that for the last 2 years, and now that we have a public works director here.
And Mayor, if I may, she's actually finalizing that presentation to bring that to you, I believe, sometime next month. Yeah. So,
I just validated her numbers. She just sent me the presentation, so.
Okay.
So overall CIPs is 6,233,911 for enterprise. The next slide is additional funded positions. We have a total of 5 additional officer patrolmen budgeted. We have the facilities parks assistant manager, 3 months budgeted. Facilities maintenance technician, weekends part-time budgeted. Facilities maintenance technician, senior center, weekends part-time budgeted. Safety analyst, full-time position budgeted. Admin assistant 3, this is a reclassification, and it is budgeted. After the budget retreat, originally the safety analyst wasn't budgeted. It did get put in the budget after the retreat. Operator 3, 2 full-time positions, due to retirement items that came up with the water division. Those were budgeted. The executive administrative assistant, originally during budget retreat, it was as administrative assistant 3. It got retitled to an executive administrative assistant, and these are reclassifications. These are not additional positions. These are reclassifications for people that are sitting in an admin assistant position that take on multiple departments. And then the clerk 3, which is a budgeted reclassification.
Well, those reclassifications vetted by HR?
Yes, they were vetted. I want to kind of bring up that you guys all have had access to the other item that we had as far as the salary scale. And I just wanted to kind of let you know that the highlighted items on the salary scale that were in pink, not all of them are budgeted. Some of those ones are for growth, and doesn't mean growth for next year or the year after. It's just in our process this past year, we've been trying to push a 5-year CIP, which includes the growth of our departments. And so when we indicated that there were some items that, or some positions that were needed or justified to administration, as well as HR, and to get job descriptions and all of that. And so we wanted to add them to the pay scale. So not all of the highlighted pink items are budgeted. And I just kind of want to kind of go over them really quick so that you guys are aware and we can have some discussion in case you needed any type of discussion on them. There was an admin assistant, and it stated all departments. I just wanted to clarify because all departments means that it's available there for all departments. This is an entry-level position that we did not have in our pay scale. All of our admin people currently are specialists. So therefore, I just wanted to clarify, we are not budgeting for all departments to have an admin assistant. So I just wanted to make that clear. So that one is not budgeted. We have a meter reader, again, based on growth. I believe in the past, some city of Somerton did have a meter reader. Currently, our operators are doing meter reading. So we do not have a designated meter reader. But this position, again, is not budgeted. It is for growth. Facilities crew leader. This is not budgeted. It was submitted for growth. Mechanics 2. Currently, we have a mechanic 1 and a mechanic 3. We do not have a mechanic 2 on our pay scale. It is technically not budgeted because all of our mechanics kind of fall over this mechanic 2's qualifications. City clerk specialist, this is not budgeted. Again, this is a growth item. Clerk 3, it is budgeted. Clerk 3, it is budgeted. And it is a reclassification. It's not an additional position to the court. It is a reclassification.
Let me interrupt you really quick. I'm
Sure,
so
yeah,
sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
When you mention it's not budgeted, but it's for growth, can you define that?
Yes, yeah. As I stated, we, throughout the year, we're trying to do like a 5-year plan of our departments within our CIPs, within our personnel, just our growth. So we were required to do a 5-year CIP with our projects as well as our personnel. And then do another org chart for us to see where I anticipated. And I can give an example. So my department is finance. We do not have a utilities department, so we don't, our division. It falls under finance. But in the future, whether it be 5 years, whether it be 10 years, whether it be 20 years down the road, we would like that to be broken off as a division of the city so that they have the meter readers under there. They have a billing specialist for just utilities, so that they can specialize in that area. So that's what I mean by growth. And we're trying to kind of narrow it down to every 5 years. And then it gets vetted. It gets vetted by administration, and then it gets vetted by HR, and then it gets vetted by finance to try to figure out, hey, is this really needed? What is the justifications and all of that?
So these questions, the positions you said that you're saying they're not budgeted, but they're for growth. I don't know, let's say we approve it, right? And 2 years from now, those positions that you're telling me that are not budgeted, but they're for growth, then HR can automatically post them, or does it have to come before council to approve
Yes.
them, and then we
Yes.
can deny it at that time?
Yes, so this area of going through the budget, the additional funded positions, they cannot post a position unless it's actually budgeted. And then if they're,
I
and then if
understand
it's a new position, if they want it for growth, it's a new position, they can't budget it until it comes back to you and you say, yes, it can get filled.
But it's already on the pay scale, so you can budget it next year and tell me it's already on the pay scale because council already approved it.
No, because if you look at the police officers on this additional funded positions, last year, we had 5 less police officers budgeted. So they were only allowed to fill 5 positions. That's not including vacant positions. They were only allowed to add 5 positions because last year we added 5 positions.
Let's talk about the police is different in my opinion, but
Okay.
like, let's say human resource specialist senior, I'm looking at this list here. And let's say council agrees, okay, let's put it on the pay scale. And then next year, because it's not budgeted, right? But next year, our HR person, manager, director is going to put it on her budget. But you're going to say, sure, no problem, it's already on our pay scale.
No, that's not the process. That's not our process.
What
So,
is your,
so for instance, facilities maintenance technician, part-time weekends.
No, go
We-
back to the position that I'm asking.
Okay, so then
So
the HR
next-
specialist.
Next,
So,
it's just an example. okay?
so,
I'm not-
so
I'm not-
then what they do is they submit that. They submit that on their budget. This
Takes
is the wish list of
27,
whatever they
28.
want.
Mhm.
Then they have to go through vetting system. So then admin goes through it. And admin is the first site of it. And they're like, okay, what's your justification? We pull the justification. Everything's justified. Everything's good to go. Okay, then it's, okay, we're gonna put it on the budget. So when it comes back to retreat, it's gonna be on this spreadsheet saying, hey, HR wants to fill this position. This is the justification. It passed vetting process, but it's still up to you. If you tell me, or you tell us that, you know, you don't think that we need that position, it's eliminated. For instance, payroll specialist. That didn't get, my justification wasn't enough. It didn't get approved. It didn't get put on. It didn't get filled. I asked for it last year. It didn't get filled. I asked for it this year. It didn't get filled. But it's on the pay scale. It's been on the pay scale for 2 years.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, I know we're running close to 7, but we'll keep going if you'd like, or
Let's keep 5 minutes, so till 7:05.
Any more questions? Do you still want me to go over the items of the budgeted and not budgeted?
I still have questions on, Mayor, I still
Okay.
have questions on the requested personnel and I saw and I understand what you're telling me now. Yeah, I do understand that, but you know, I requested some job descriptions and looking at them and analyzing them and going back and doing my research. You know, I look at the salaries that are in here and I'm gonna name it, you know, the public safety analyst, full-time position. I did my research and I looked at it and it's not requiring education, a high-level education for the salary that's on here. And so I understand that it's not my job to tell HR how to do the job descriptions, but it is my job to make sure that the positions that are being created in the city are created wisely and that the money is used properly. My worry here is the salaries that are being proposed here are quite high with what the descriptions that I received.
Councilwoman, we have that item in the agenda, maybe we.
Oh, perfect.
And,
Okay,
yeah, and maybe just state that so we can go and, for the
perfect.
sake of time.
So I had got one more
Great,
question.
great.
So going back to that. So these positions that are right here, the additional funded that are already, that she said that are included in the budget during the regular council meeting, we can still,
Those ones,
discuss
no,
that.
because, but the ones at the pay scale, yes.
okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, the
it
items
is
at the
in
pay
the
scale,
pay.
but yeah, but those are budgeted, right? So yeah, that's,
Okay,
Yeah.
so the Parks and Facilities Assistant Manager. I know you say it's a 3-month hire while the current manager retires. In my opinion, is we've never done this in the past, and I'm gonna just use a department as an example, economic development. We had the person retire. They gave us some time to post it and whatever, and the person was still here. We never created an assistant economic development while we did that hiring for 3 months and added that position to our pay scale. I don't see the need here either because this person has given us over a year time to hire. So in my opinion is let's bring on whoever is going to be hired 3 months before this person retires, so that, you know, they can learn the ropes, they can and hopefully, you know, fill in the shoes appropriately, which I think it's going to take some time, but that's my concern. We've never done it in the past with any other position, so I don't think we need to have this assistant manager for 3 months added to the pay scale. And I understand, you know, the future growth or whatever, but I would rather that be separated and we talk about it separately. And again, it's never been done. We're asking employees to give us, when they're gonna retire, enough time to be able to fill those positions. So I think we have that ample time to fill the position and have this person shadow our current manager and, move on from there. That's my.
I think that the idea behind that is to work, if we hire the position, are they both going to be facilities manager at that time? So we'll have two facilities manager at a 3-month quarter or whatever. If that's the direction that you're giving, because we're trying to put in slots and positions that, I mean, they wouldn't be considered the manager until, the time that it's time for transitioning. So we're looking for a position title for them. In a case, of course, also growth. Growth is a big thing as well, so.
Yeah, and I'll just make a quick comment on that. I mean, at least for me, I mean, I kind of see this more as a management issue. I mean, if that's a recommendation, I mean, you guys know the intricacies of it. I understand Councilwoman's perspective on it's never been done before, but I like to see our staff thinking outside the box and coming up with ideas like this, because I mean, hey, we'll give it a shot, and if it works, great, and if it doesn't, I mean, we can go back to the drawing board. But as far as, I mean, I personally, I see that more as a management decision. I mean, you guys know those intricate details that we probably, I mean, we might understand, but we don't fully comprehend fully. So.
Well, budget right now, that's basically what we do. We have somebody else. Would you give the ability to hire someone since that person's there? Train them and not gonna be the same title, but at least speak well. Director, management.
And if you don't finish your presentation, just continue it during the item, we've got 3 minutes.
I mean, overall, I mean, we've have the mayor and council's budget is increased 70,000. Majority of that is the transfer out of the health insurance self-funded account that we are trying to build as self-funded health insurance, which has been addressed at our presentation of our health insurance at that point in time.
But that's not self-insurance for councils, all employees, right?
It's
Right.
all
Yeah,
employees,
it's-
all
Okay.
employees.
Okay,
It's,
okay.
it's for all
Okay, but it's in the
employees.
council
I will make
budget. I
that
just
clear.
noted.
May-
Duly
We got some
noted.
people.
Yeah, Mayor, if I
Yeah.
may, Mayor, if I may, I just want to make a correction on that one, and we can talk about it when we talk the budget, but on the public relations, the Somerton Ed did submit a letter. When we proposed this at the first the budget retreat, it was missed. So it says 13, they're requesting 15, but that's something that you could talk about when we bring it back as agenda item. But I wanted to point that out. And there's a way to adjust that as we go in the actual meeting, but I just wanted to point that out.
How much more time do I have, Mayor?
You got 49 seconds.
Administration. So I'm not gonna go line item by line item then. So I just wanted to let.
You can stop there and then continue it, bookmark it. Yeah, and you can continue during the
Agenda item.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So
sounds good.
it's 7:05, meeting's adjourned. Quick